What's up guys, Alberto Big Boost here. I'm gonna show you part 2 of everything you need to know about wastegates. The first thing I'm gonna do on this video is I'm gonna install my new Turbo Smart wastegate, and then we'll go from there. I know I had to cut it kind of short the other day, and I was unable to upload a video yesterday, but I'm in a different place. You can see the background. I'm gonna reveal where I am in tomorrow's video. So please watch the rest of this video. Very informative wastegate, and I also get to try the car, which let's see what it does. All right, let's try to put this on. I want my flange pretty much like this. I have it in the proper orientation that I'm gonna be installing it. So now I just gotta get this over this. It's a little tight. Okay. The hard part is pressing the wastegate so it compresses the valve and then allows you to fully seat this thing. That's pretty much, once you do that, then it's okay. But let's get this out of the way first. And I gotta pushing it, and it'll allow you to close the clamp. Yes. I have the clamp where I need it. Now I gotta put the top flange with the wastegate with the wastegate tube, and then put it where I need it. Now we'll need to close the hood and check for alignment. Okay, open the hood. Now I can go ahead and tighten this. Then, last but not least, I have to cut this a little bit. Now I'm gonna install the vacuum hose to the lower port. There we go. I'm gonna put this over back on top of here, how I had it, real neat. And then installation is complete. Before wrapping everything up, all right, quick. We have the vacuum hose connected to the bottom port. Again, to the bottom port, since I'm using spring pressure straight from the compressor. So I have the one hose connected to the turbo compressor housing straight into the wastegate. I am not using the boost controller at this point. When you use the boost controller, this time, in my case, it's a 3-port solenoid, then you will also be using the top port as well. But I won't need to be using it yet. Now comes the best part. We gotta go for a test drive. So far so good. I don't hear any exhaust leaks on it, so I'm just gonna warm it up and then we're gonna go for a drive. Alright. Car's going over boost. I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure it out with the dyno, but right now I can't floor it all the way because I have 47 pound injectors, which are 490 cc's, and supply more than 18 psi of boost. So I'm gonna have to install my new injector soon, and then after that I go to the dyno, and then we can start tuning from there. If not, I might just end up taking one of the springs off on the wastegate and leave it at 7 psi and see how it reacts then. Well guys, so the car is still going over boost. That means the next thing I could try is to take the wastegate apart and remove one of the springs and then leave one of the 7 psi springs and see how it behaves then. Alright guys, last thing, Turbo 101. You have turbocharged engine. That means you have exhaust gases from the engine, move the exhaust wheel on the turbo. This moves the compressor wheel on the turbo, feeds air through this pipe into the intercooler, which cools the air down and increases the density of the air, goes through the pipe to the throttle body into the engine. Then over here you have another valve which is called a blow-off valve. So it's a diverter valve for the throttle body. In this case, whenever you're feeding air into the engine and you close the throttle body, this air has to go somewhere so the turbo can keep spinning the same direction. So you have a blow-off valve in this case. That's where you hear a whoosh sound. So it allows the excess air that the turbo is pulling to exit out and doesn't make it revert out of the inlet of the turbo. If you're wondering what's this thing right here, this is an air intake temperature sensor, so I can measure the temperature of the air. Then it has a map sensor on the computer and it measures the density and temperature of the air accurately. I can't believe my car is looking pretty much like a go-kart right now. It's like all open wheels. I thought I was gonna get pulled over. I had like 3 cops pass by. It's like, oh my god. I don't know if it's legal to have your tires poking out this much of the car. Not really adjusting the wastegate, but pretty much lets me take the diaphragm apart. That way I can remove one of the springs and turn it back to 7 psi. Because right now it has 2 7 psi springs. It's supposed to be 14, but it's going all the way to 18. So I'm gonna remove one spring and try it with that. There we go. Then I got 2 springs. I'm going to take the inner spring out. Just leave the outer spring on. Now I put this back in. Just gotta press it against the housing like this. I think it has like a little slot where it like locks in kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. Now screw this thing back in there somehow. Alright, it's finally tight. That was a little hard because I was kind of like holding a little bit crooked, but once I put it on straight, it just screws in all the way, tighten it with the wrench. You can like clog this a little bit, but I align it back with the other ports so they're all like the same, asymmetric, so it looks kind of clean. I wish I could test the car now, but we need to get down to business. I need to get this fiberglass laid down. I need to fix the fenders so I can then get out of here. So let's get to work. I went ahead and laid out on the floor all the pieces that I'm gonna be fixing today. I have both front fenders, and then I have the, wait, I don't know why I bring one of these out. This one, oh, here's a broken one. This one, I zip tie the front bumper to the fender and it just broke all the way through. So I'm gonna go ahead and add reinforcement fiberglass layers over here to strengthen this area so I can hold the bumper better. Over on this side, I had a little piece fall off when the tire was hitting the fender and bottoming out when I had the scamber. And then I'm gonna put that piece back on. That's why I have it held up with tape right now, and there's fiberglass on it. Gotta fix this crack right here. And then this whole other side on the other part, which is like pretty broken. Hopefully I can get it almost restored all the way. I'm not really an expert on fiberglass, but I'll try to fix this up. I went ahead and laid some fiberglass on the broken pieces. This was the worst one, so I had to add a big patch and lots of resin. I added the reinforcement on this other part, and then I got this other part over here patched together as well. All the panels are now sanded down, so now it's ready to install them back in the car. I kind of miss how it looks like this whole like a lobster thing. But yeah, it needs over fenders really bad. Got the car back at the house. Now it's time to put everything else together. So I still gotta trim the front bumper. And then I got everything else fixed over here. I gotta put the rear bumper part. I still gotta install the rear bumper trim, which is up here. And then I got a new grill because the one that I got on the car is a bit bent. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna put a new one. It's no longer going to be blue, so there was no more blue in the car. That's the last of it. Only thing that's kind of weird is like, why is this bumper like this color? I thought it would be black, but it's not. Like a bluish gray color. Anyways, I'm gonna have to trim the bumper like around here or something to add front wheel clearance. Start putting this back together. I really like using these new black rivets. They look really, really nice. So I align this like this. Everything should pretty much align where it was anyway, so pretty straightforward. Put rivet in hole, align it. I put another one over here. I have Clecos, but I'm just being lazy. I'm not using them right now, which I should because it holds everything in place. But I already went through that part, so it should be alright. Now I just need to put a zip tie on this part over here on the inside, which I'm probably gonna have to jack up the car because I can't really stick my hand through here all the way. And it'll sit flush like this. Guys, I didn't get to finish the bumper installation yesterday. I was running errands all day, getting ready for this trip. Right now, as you can see, I'm not home. I'm currently in the Orlando International Airport, and I'm heading to Austin today. So it's finally going to be the time for another kind of like last year with this whole summer build thing. But this time, I'm gonna be building a drift car from scratch, hopefully in 1 week's time. So it's gonna be a really tough week for me. I'm gonna try to get as many videos as I can out of this. And let's see how that goes. So I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on what's gonna happen on tomorrow's video. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.